Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to walk you through how Jenkins agents actually work. Most teams rely on a single Jenkins server for everything, and then they wonder why their builds queue for hours or why their main server runs out of memory during a heavy deployment. Getting this architecture right is the difference between a productive team and one that spends all day waiting for the build server to recover. Let us take a look at how you can move beyond a single server and build a truly scalable CI or CD engine. This is how you stop the bottlenecks. These are the topics we are going to cover in this video. Specifically, we will break down the master agent architecture, explain how agents communicate via the JNLP protocol, configure permanent SSH agents, and look at modern ephemeral Docker-based scaling. We will also cover production-grade pitfalls and isolation strategies. Watch the full video without skipping any content to understand it better. Before we get into the topic, a small request to you. I have already uploaded many technical videos on different technologies and tools. We share more knowledgeable content every day. So if you are interested in learning and want to improve your skills, make sure you have subscribed to our channel and joined our WhatsApp community. The join link is available in the description or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Let us get started. So what is the bottleneck problem really? When you run Jenkins on a single server, the master node is doing too much. It handles the web interface, the job scheduling, and the actual compilation or testing tasks. As your team grows, these processes fight for CPU and RAM. You end up with a sluggish interface and builds that fail because the server is out of memory. This is exactly what leads to those frustrating moments where your whole CI or CD pipeline goes down just because one build task went rogue. So what is a Jenkins agent exactly? It is a separate machine or container designed to take the workload off your main server. Think of the Jenkins master as a project manager who coordinates everything. The agents are the workers out in the field. The manager never does the manual labor. They just track progress and delegate. When a build is triggered, the master says, "Hey, agent, run these unit tests." And the agent handles the heavy lifting, keeping the manager free to handle more requests. Now, let us look at how this works internally. The master node maintains a persistent connection with every agent. When a job is triggered, the master doesn't just run it. It serializes the task and sends it over to an available agent. The agent executes that task, and then it streams the console output and the results back to the master in real time. This keeps your central controller lightweight and responsive, regardless of how many builds are currently running in your cluster. Before we can connect an agent, we need to prepare the remote machine. On your agent node, which is likely running Ubuntu or a similar Linux distribution, we first install the Java runtime environment, which is required for the Jenkins agent process. Then, on line 2, we create a dedicated system user called Jenkins. This is a best practice to ensure your builds run with restricted permissions, not as root. Finally, lines 4 through 6 set up the SSH directory, which allows the master to authenticate and log in securely. Once you run those commands, verify the setup by checking the user identity and the directory permissions. The output shown on screen confirms that the Jenkins user exists with a unique ID, and the SSH folder has the correct restricted permissions. This ensures the master can connect without any permission errors. Now, let us look at the modern way to handle this using Docker. Instead of managing permanent servers, we use ephemeral agents. On line 3, we define the Docker image, which pulls a specific version of Maven. This ensures that every build runs in an identical environment, eliminating the "it works on my machine" problem. On line 5, we mount the Docker socket, which allows the agent to spawn other containers if needed. This is perfect for high-scale environments where you want to spin up and tear down agents for every single build. When this pipeline runs, you will see the logs indicate that Jenkins starts a Docker container. It pulls the image, runs your build commands inside that isolated environment, and then shuts it down. This keeps your build logs clean and your resource usage predictable. A common mistake you will see is the connection refused error. This happens when the agent machine cannot reach the Jenkins master on the required port. The root cause is usually a firewall blocking the traffic or an incorrect port configuration in your agent launch command. Always check your security groups or IP tables rules to ensure the agent can talk back to the master. To fix this, first test the connection using a tool like Telnet. If it fails, check your firewall rules. On Ubuntu, use the command shown on screen to open the port. Once the port is open, restart the agent connection and the error will clear. Let me share a real-world scenario. A healthcare platform processing 50,000 lab results daily faced massive build delays because their monolithic Jenkins master was overloaded. They migrated to a Kubernetes-based agent cluster. By using the Kubernetes plugin, they scaled from 1 to 50 concurrent agents during peak hours. Build times dropped from 2 hours to 15 minutes, and pipeline failures due to resource contention vanished. This shows exactly why distributed builds are a production requirement, not just a nice to have. So when should you use distributed agents? If your build times consistently exceed 10 minutes, or if you need to build across different operating systems like Windows and Linux, you absolutely need agents. However, do not use them if you have a simple single service project with low traffic, as the management overhead won't be worth it. Also, avoid this if your team lacks experience managing remote SSH access, as you are adding another layer of complexity that must be monitored and patched. Use these criteria to decide if this tool is right for your situation. To recap, Jenkins agents are the key to scaling your CI or CD. We learned that agents offload the heavy build work from the master node. We saw that SSH-based agents provide a stable environment for specific tasks, while Docker-based agents give you clean, ephemeral build environments. Remember to always monitor the connectivity between your master and agent nodes. And finally, remember that distributed builds are essential for scaling and resource isolation in production. These are the core concepts you need to build a robust pipeline. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you like the video, please do like and hype the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.